Good evening, ballers. Welcome to the 44th episode of the Stepback. Your host, Leon Tompkins, my main man, Jacob Moses, and here you live Wednesday night back in our regular time. Well, not a regular time slot, regular day. Gonna test out this new time, see how it works. We're celebrating week 5 in the NBA and 1 year memory of the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant. Anyway, how you feeling this evening, brother?
I am good. It's comfortable to be back in our regular spot. Um, but it's just crazy. Like you said, a year now. It's wow. I don't even know what to say. It's kind of weird to think about him being gone. And but other than that, I'm pretty good, man. Hanging in there. How you doing down there in NYC?
Freezing. It's 35 today. Supposed to be 32 tomorrow, 23 on Friday. So I'm ready to get bundled up and just, hunker down because January finally decided to show up.
Facts. Absolutely. But yeah, man, can you really believe that? It's still weird. There's so many things that the dude would have been doing. His impact on the game obviously is still felt, but it's different without him being here. So it's damn, this shit is terrible. We all
Yeah.
thought it was a hoax too. We were like, nah, you're lying. Get the hell out of here. Then you start seeing they were like, what? No. Damn, man.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you think it's a hoax, you hear it all the time, and
Mhm.
I thought the same thing. Like when Michael Jackson died, like it was a
Mhm.
hoax, but when like TMZ reports it, then he's kind of like, well, damn, you really don't want to hear it, and you don't want to believe that to be true. But
Mhm.
it, it's also weird because it's, it also marks a 1 year anniversary
Mhm.
of when we did our pilot episode.
Oh shit. See my language. But oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, we ran a test, a pilot, sent it to uh, Henry and Vince in order to have this show come on. Um, Big props to them. But
Absolutely.
we had a pilot run for like 10, 15 minutes, ended it, sent the video, and then about like 10 minutes after that, you told me Kobe died. I'm like, yo, stop playing.
I'm looking at it, I'm like, this can't be true. There's no way possible. But yeah, it was true, man. Him, his daughter, and the other 7 passengers. Man, it it's just hard because you're just like, you know, obviously he got stripped of his life, but the little girls there, all of them, they had so much in front of them. They all had bright futures, and just to see it go down like that is something you never want to see. And 2020, that was the start of 2020, and we all know how 2020 like went, started, ended. It was just a bad year all in all, man.
Yeah, the legacy Kobe left behind was bigger than basketball. It's, I mean, you look at his impact; it was felt throughout sports. Uh, Messi, Mookie Betts. You look at his impact in the WNBA, but the biggest part, and I think most tragic part of it was, you know, knowing that his daughter also perished in the crash. Because
Hmm.
you're a parent, I'm a parent. It's
Hmm.
just it broke your heart. It's hearing all that and then knowing where they were going to a game
Hmm.
in that respect. It's just it, usually with like most depths you can. It's always hard, um,
Hmm.
but like you have a chance to prepare for it. Old age or disease or uh, it's something that would I guess you can make it uh, lead up to it a little bit easier.
Hmm.
But with it being so sudden and obviously the magnitude he had, it broke a lot of people for. I mean, now you still feel it today.
Absolutely. And I hate to think about it, but what can you do at that point? Just tell her that you love her. It's gonna be okay. I mean, but he was with her, so who knows, man? But it's just sad. But can't deny what he's done in the league, man. We've watched him grow up, 17, 18-year-old dating Brandy, cocky kid coming out the '96 draft with guys like Nash, Raheem, Iverson, freaking yeah, John Wallace, I believe, was in there. Ray Allen, Stephon Marbury, classified one of the best class, if not the best class ever. You didn't know what to expect from that kid, but and we seen him like as a boy turn into a man right in front of our eyes. You know, going from like I said, like a cocky kid to a leader on the team, the closest to Jordan, as I will always say, because he studied his game from back to front, front to back, and it was just amazing watching him. And it was just nothing he couldn't do on the floor. And it was his game impressed me, but it was his preparation for every game. He was the first one to go in, last one to leave. He would be the earliest there, getting his 500, probably 1,000, hearing about him getting his shots up in the gym. And you hear the younger guys talk about him. Oh, yeah, Dwayne Wade, I think it was on the USA team. They're like, oh, cool, we're going to go, practice. And yeah, I'll be there. They come in, he's already drenched in sweat, ready to like, okay, what's going on? I've been here since 4 or 5 in the morning. That's how he was. That's how serious the game was to him. It was obviously more than basketball, but competitor, the Mamba mentality. It He embraced every bit of that, and even his last game. Granted he chucked up on 60 shots, but hey, he willed his team to a win, and that's what he was about. And he wasn't a loser. He embodied winning mentality. That's what Kobe was about.
Absolutely. I mean, I blame Calipari for this. He could have been a net, but it is what it is. You mentioned the Mamba mentality, and you mentioned Jordan. Yeah, I've always said it. You said it. Many people say it. Kobe is probably the closest thing to Jordan. As you can see, you model this game after him, and you look at that. It's passing the torch.
Hmm.
Jordan passed the torch to Kobe. Kobe passing the torch to LeBron. Although we never got to see that finals matchup, which looking back at it now, it's really upsetting. But
Hmm.
LeBron's going to pass the torch to someone else in the league, maybe Giannis. We'll see how that plays out. But
Absolutely.
Kobe also embodied the willingness with his work ethic to pass his knowledge on to the younger players. You look at Tatum, you
Hmm.
look at Trey Young, you look at Kyrie Irving, Devin Booker. These
Hmm.
guys are certified gunners, they're certified killers in the league. If you look at their game-winning shots and their mentality to close out games.
Hmm.
Now, you look at the women, uh, Taurasi, Jewel Lloyd, Sabrina. He was molding young boys, men and women,
Hmm.
in the game to where it's his lasting legacy will be through these players passing the torch. That's what the game is about. That's what sports usually is about. Generational talents, and um, it's just it's still heartbreaking. And
Hmm.
but watching these players and their tributes, and Trey Young hit a half court shot, put up the 2-4, and many of the players just switching their numbers after passing. It's it's one of those events where you ask, where you were at that time as a sports
Hmm.
fan. And like we said earlier, we were just sitting here finishing up our first, just test run, and it was one hell of a way to find out and start. It's
For real. It's hard, but and like you said, and I agree with all those points. And you know how we watch Jordan as we're growing up. Like the Tatums and the Browns. That's their Jordan right there. Kobe is their Jordan, and it's just amazing how he was able to take Michael's greatness and then bringing it to his own and made it his own game.
Hmm.
And he did it better than anybody else, man. You can't. It was just crazy how his first points were at the free throw line, I believe, and his last ones were at the line. That is just, I still find that amazing. I always love stuff like that. It just builds to the story. But once again, we go back to that winning mentality that he's always had. And man, I honestly wish I saw him play live. He's one of the players that it would have been nice to see that.
Yeah. It also goes how you mentioned that one of those players you wish you saw live. That's how
Mm-hmm.
I feel about LeBron now. You gotta appreciate greatness while it's here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as far as passing the torch, a bit of a crossover. You look at football and the Super Bowl. Tom Brady,
Mm-hmm.
is he going to be passing the torch to Mahomes? Because that's what it sounds like is going to happen. But
Mm-hmm.
it, appreciate greatness while it's here, and
Mm-hmm.
it's going along for the ride. I think probably my favorite memory
Mm-hmm.
um, is probably his last game,
Yeah.
and the fanfare, and what he accomplished
Mm-hmm.
for him to put out that performance. Because the previous 2 years, that team was complete garbage.
Yeah, they were. Man, they were so bad. It was funny. I don't know what was it. Was it the Late Show or something like that when he was on the
Mm,
show and everybody, Jeremy Lin and Jordan Hill, Nick Bust, um, Jordan Hill and Nick Young, they all, oh yeah, we back, the Lakers are back, baby. You know what it is? And he's just talking all this job and all this stuff, and Kobe's sitting there going, just look in his face, and they know if he was there, it wouldn't have been happening. Like, why are you celebrating over a regular season game? And
mm-hmm,
his strive for perfection. One of my favorite interviews that he had was when they were up 2-0 in the finals, and he's like, "What? Are you happy?" He's like, "What is there to be happy about? The job's not done, right?" And that right there, it just brings chills. It just brings chills to my body because I'm just like, man, that dude really. I I can't even explain how many just warrior, perfectionist, greatness, just God. That's what you say. That's what leaders say. We're not done. We didn't win anything yet. Yeah, we're up 2-0, but show must go on. We gotta still finish it off. But we're going back to my favorite game. This last one was definitely up there, but him at the Garden when he scored 61, 'cause everything went in. I swear it was Michael reincarnated, fadeaways, jumpers in the face, dunks. I mean, man, it was just that dude was something else, man. He was a bad
you
man.
know, how you want it, where you want it, and you look at his finals opponents. He took out a lot of people, lost to a lot of people in his own right.
Hmm.
Reggie, Ray, Dwight Howard, uh, 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 Dirk. I mean, Chris Webber, that Kings team. Although he had some help,
Oh, that's a, we'll get to that one.
and Steve Nash and Sean Marion and those people. So I mean, hell, Kobe's a legend killer in his own right.
Oh yeah, put some respect on that name.
But it's a guy that with global pull across sports. You go over to the Philippines, they got complete murals of him. Basketball courts dedicated to him. I mean, one of a kind. We'll probably see. Passing the torch. That's what it's all about, and
Hmm.
appreciating greatness
Well, it's here.
while it's here.
Hmm. That's why I honestly, much as I put on that, I hate Jordan. I liked him. I liked him as a player. Gianna, hold on for a second. Gianna, come on, come on.
Keep
Not
this
right now.
overload.
Not right now. But that was coming. But like I was saying, God, they just really I hate when they do that. Where were we? Oh, like as much as I say I dislike Jordan, Like the dude was great. You know, he killed the Knicks. He killed my Knicks every single year. But it was just something about him that it made you want to be like Mike. Like I took his fadeaway. My go-to move at the end of every game, fadeaway, because you know damn well it was good. But you started to appreciate him, and the work that he put in, it was amazing, man. Just how he can go about his day and just be great, like everything. Well, besides baseball, but but he was pretty much when he got on that court, he was a certified killer. He wasn't there to be your friend, and that's what I kind of miss about those days. It wasn't about friendship. It was about when I get on that court, I'm here to beat you. We might talk after handshakes, but when we get on that floor, it's no hugging. No, and that's how Kobe was. And he wasn't there to be a friend when he got on that court. He wasn't. He was there to win, and he was there to be the greatest player he can be, and that's what he did. And more players need to really do it. You starting to see it. A lot of players they
Hmm.
do it, like Kyrie. Kyrie took it hard. You know
He
that
did.
was one of his biggest, if not his biggest, inspiration. And he has it at the end of games, man. I will give him that. Kyrie is a killer when he gets to move. As you can see in the 2015, was it 15 or 16 when they won when Cleveland
Uh,
won?
16.
Yeah, okay, 15 is a bad year for me. Um, but yeah, when he gets there, he gets in his little groove. Kyrie's hard to stop, man, and he attributes that to the Mamba mentality. He definitely has it, and it wasn't all about having the Mamba mentality on the court. It's also in life in general. You know, to be the best at everything. Honestly, I use it every day. You know, I step in my office, do what I want to. Like as I start my day, I try to put myself in a certain mode where I'm like, I'm just going to be the best at everything, and got to be competitive about everything because you want to be the best. That's how you get to where you get in life. You got to be the best at it. You got to be good, like your job. You know, Leon Tompkins, who they call on weekends because they know who's going to get the job done. Leon Tompkins, absolutely.
Of course.
They know what it is. I mean, but yeah, man, I'm definitely going to miss Kobe, man, because that's a lot of memories. You
Yeah,
watched a lot of him, man.
absolutely. And we mentioned before, I mean, I love his willingness to mentor the younger players, unlike his longtime teammate Shaq. My man is going G14 classified with Mitchell and Gobert, and he's just pulling no punches. Can you understand why Shaq needs to double down on Donovan Mitchell?
This I didn't get. First time I'll let it slide. But Shaq, you're just overdoing it now. Like now you're just trying to. I understand you're trying to motivate, but it's to a certain point when you start sounding like a hater. I mean, I'm pretty sure I wish I can. I'll look it up maybe and catch it before the show is over. But I'm pretty sure people had their doubts about him and what he have to do, prove him wrong. But for you to not just uplift people, dude, you're one of the greatest players of all time. Why are you, especially he being a guard? I can go Bear, yeah, whatever, because he's a center. It says still sounds like you're hating, but Mitchell, what did Mitchell do to you? I don't get it. He was like, oh yeah, I just want to see you be great, but now you're just overdoing it. I'm not a fan of what he's doing now. What's the purpose? I mean,
Like, so he goes out today and says, "Well, yeah, I know greatness when I see it. You know, the LeBrons, the Currys, and you got to G14 classify. You got to Google him. Like, all right, we know you're great. You show off your rings every time the Barkley. We get it. You don't
mhm,
need to, to to tear down others to uplift yourself. We already know how great you are. The point
mhm,
is to mentor the younger players, provide some. If you want to provide constructive criticism, that's fine.
mhm.
But I mean, what are they going to learn from you? How to shoot free throws?
Exactly.
Like, 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 come on, man. You don't need to go through all these great lengths to downplay everyone else. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't. He and like we talked about last week how LeBron and Durant, they back Mitchell up because they're just like, dude, we have coaches for that. And but the caller guy basically said after seeing what he did in the bubble, like why you didn't say it then? I mean, I saw greatness at that point. Him and Murray, they
Yeah,
just went at it. But to really say, oh, you don't have what it takes to get to the next level, that's kind of wild. He's
yeah,
only 24, 25. Like what? What are you talking about, guy? I mean, you didn't win. Let's be real. You helped Kobe, but you needed Kobe. You needed Wade. You needed a guard to kind of help you there and winning your chips. So you can't go around like you're all high and mighty. But you had Penny Hardaway. You had great guards all throughout your career. So let's not. And
yeah.
then
Well,
yeah, I'm not a fan. I just had to say this one. He just said, well, I know what guards. I know the great guards. Means of course you played with Jordan. You played with Peyton. You played with you know, like I said, Penny. I mean, all
mhm.
those '90s guys. I mean, you've seen how great that guard play was. But don't come on, don't shit on the kid and what he's doing because Mitchell's a great player, and
Yeah,
any team will like him.
yeah, yeah.
Just you,
Him and Barkley just seem to pick and
what?
choose where they want to go. Like Barkley going at KD, which KD clearly remembers. So
Hmm.
it's just the older generation. It seems like every sport just shitting on the younger generation for no reason. You got bat flips, you got sidearm passes. Like, it's a new day. It, let's let it go, man. Your time is up. Appreciate the younger ones. If you want to provide uh, some uh, some mentorship, that's great. The team does it. He's out here
He sure
teaching.
does.
He's out here teaching dream moves to everybody. I mean, fortunately,
Can he
Embiid
do
then
it?
did it.
No.
So
Yeah, and
it,
B got it. I mean,
yeah,
some guys can do it. Some guys, Dwight Howard can't. But that's what we mean, though. You sit like guys will listen to you if you give them a shot, and especially Embiid and Hakeem, being from where they were, they had that connection. But that's all it takes. Come on, Shaq, teach somebody like instead of he used to shit on Dwight Howard too, I believe.
yeah.
Why not, take him under your wing? He was in Orlando, you were in Orlando, you had that connection, but and why are you even talking about guards? Like what you didn't play that position. So who the hell are you? Like Gobert? Oh, you mad because he got 200 or something million? Like I get maybe because you're mad because you didn't make that in a single contract in your career. I mean, you had your shoes, but you had movies, Shaq Fu, I mean Shazam. You had everything. Like what? I don't get what the hate is about. I mean, he got
It,
his money. Obviously, he's an
it,
anchor in that defense, and he earned his money.
I mean, it sounds like that's exactly what it was. Henry made the same point in the comments.
Mm,
It has to be the money. I mean, you look at the times, you look at the game. These
mm-hmm,
guys are making money being specialists. While Shaq, I mean, granted, he had to put some of the worst work ethic, came in out of shape.
mm-hmm,
Kobe had to whip him into shape and then get mad at Kobe for it. So,
mm-hmm.
I mean, let's not act like, we're high and mighty. Shaq is probably one, uh, in the top 15 all time, but a lot of this I still believe is uncalled for.
Mm-hmm. And here we are, right? Everybody did shit on Dwight because he was soft as Sherman sometimes. And we're talking about Kobe. He thought he was tough. Kobe was soft, soft. but um, but yeah, Shaq needs to stop it, man. Just uplift the guys, just uplift and appreciate these guys' games. Because as I've gotten older, I started to appreciating the game more because you see games like the Mitchells and Murrays going at it. You know, maybe that's the Isaiah Thomas and Magic duels. And this time, you don't know. I mean, just appreciate it. You got the big. We talk about the big men there. Appreciate the Jokic that you have. That they're not all about getting down low and that's it. These dudes can step out and shoot. And Embiid, another one, he can step out and shoot. And maybe we have one traditional big man. I'll say Drummond's more a traditional type. He needs to stay that way because I saw him shoot a few threes and good Lord, I don't know what he was doing
No,
on that one. Don't try it
no.
again. Keep it to yourself. Put it in your pocket. But like I said, just enjoy the evolution of the game because that's where it was going.
Absolutely. And speaking of the evolution of the game, again, passing the torch. Stephen Curry
Hmm.
going moving into second place, passing Reggie Miller. If anybody saw the video conference between Reggie and Steph, it was really wholesome. Reggie congratulating Curry on all the work he put in, and Curry did it in half as many games. You
Hmm.
know, about 500 away from Ray Allen for the top spot. Probably give it about 3 or 4 years, but it was really heartwarming to see
Hmm.
the exchange between Reggie, his son, and Curry. Um, Curry kind of went through this hero villain type deal. He
Hmm.
came in as a babyface hero, won 3 rings, became a villain, lost Clay. Now you can see him through struggle. He's becoming that hero again, and I always appreciate the work he put in. Um, it's just like probably the greatest shooter I've ever seen. If he had the ball in his hand, half court shot. It's just outstanding the nonstop movement he has, and
Hmm.
again, appreciating greatness while it's here. Curry is definitely a generational talent, and
Oh,
it was really, really great to see between Reggie and Steph.
I definitely agree. Of course, me, I was happy as hell he passed Reggie Miller. Knock him any peg he can get knocked down on him makes me happy. But no, seriously though, all Daddy taught was jumpers. I mean, you know what that's about. I mean, yeah, I use it for Duncan Robinson kiddingly, but Stephen Curry, that's it. That's the original. Because his dad was a great shooter. He just clipped it like it was nothing. Because the stuff that he does, he's able to shoot like off any kind of dribble. He's able to get it up there quick. His release, it just hurts as one pick away. You know the story about that. I don't got to go over it. It hurts. I mean, man, but yeah, it was just he's so great at everything he does. The handle, not a bad defensive player, but shooting is his expertise, and he's coming for that. He's coming for Ray Ray, you know, and that's he's gonna be the greatest shooter. I don't care what you say. I don't care what old timers. No, Reggie Miller was good. No, Stephen Curry's better. I'm sorry, Reggie wasn't doing the stuff Stephen Curry was doing. I mean, him and Clay just have this camaraderie on the floor, and two just great shooters. And you talk about mastering the art of it. They've done it, mastered it, wrote a book. I mean, just everything. Those and Stephen, he just knows. He just knows how to shoot. That's but the respect, like you said, passing the choice to his son because he idolizes Stephen Curry. Like that, I love
Yeah,
seeing stuff like that because that you never know. He might be the next generation. You talk about the next generation. Reggie Miller's son. You got Kenyon Martin's son out there. Trying to do his thing. Gary Trent Jr. And a lot of players are coming up that saw their dads doing the same thing. Now they're trying to be, transitional players in their own right, and you never know. But you can't deny the stuff and the greatness of Curry, man.
yeah. Do you see now, along with the evolution of the game,
Hmm.
Ray got 3,000, damn near 3,000 threes just because he was that damn good. Reggie Miller, I probably could have got more, but Curry was different because he handles the ball.
Hmm.
Um, he's going to get his regardless. But do you see anyone coming close uh, to, uh, I guess, Reggie? We'll use Reggie for instance.
I could say Damian Lillard. I could say the way if he barring any injury, I think Damian Lillard can do it because he can light it up as well. Um, Clay, I would have said Clay, but I don't know how these last 2 years are going to affect him. Um, Mitchell takes a lot of threes, but he got there. He got to 600 pretty quick. Once you start hitting these numbers pretty quick, it's just about you know keeping consistent and staying healthy. So Lillard's usually my top. Lillard and I would say Mitchell I might two. If Clay gets back, I'm not gonna put it past him to get up there because let's be real, man. He scored like 37 points in a quarter, something like that. So the dude, he can light it up
Hmm.
from beyond the arc. So, but it's gonna be real interesting. Yeah, knock Reggie down a little bit more while you at it. A little
I mean, hell, Duncan Robinson knocked down 255 in the season.
more.
So, I
He.
mean, I don't think he's going to be close, but I could see someone like Trey Young, if
Mhm.
someone real sneaky like Buddy Hield
Mhm.
might get in there, but it's a hell of a lot of threes to knock down,
I know.
and I I think it'll also I also think it'll be harder because I really think they're going to institute a 4 point line at
Mhm.
some point where guys just won't be able to take as many threes
Mhm.
as opposed to a 4 point shot. So I mean,
Yeah.
hell, if Curry catches it, he might keep it.
He
Uh,
definitely because
yeah,
he just gets it off so fat. You would think you have more chance to block it because he brings it kind of low, but how quickly he gets it off is just amazing from anywhere on the floor. Even his pre games are just crazy. He just shoot from the tunnel. Know it's going in there. Like, when you just start knowing shooting from that distance, knowing they're going in, man.
I mean, it really is some of the most impressive stuff I've ever seen. And Henry calls the 4 point line a Steph line, which you know what? It's pretty damn true.
hmm Oh,
Trey taking half court shots, Lillard taking them. So I mean, I really do think at some point a 4 point line is going to be instituted.
oh, absolutely. I can see it
Uh,
happening.
uh, week 5.
Some more somber news because Felipe, is this Siakam Smith? Did I say his name?
Oh yes, Siku Smith
Sequel
from
Smith, yeah.
NBA TV. That is
hmm
that is wild because I was
Just
watching
saw
them
the
the
dude.
other night on Saturday night. I forgot what game I was watching, but he's longtime NBA lifer, respected in the business. Just again, the suddenness of all this and taking COVID seriously.
hmm
I honestly hate to hear stories like this because there's nothing you can do.
Nah.
You take all the proper precautions, and it's a rough go.
hmm But yeah, it's just crazy. You can't do anything with the underlying issues, man. Once it gets you, you gotta fight and pray that you can get through it, man. 'Cause it's just definitely not a joke, though.
Yeah, I just saw him the other night, and just so sudden, just like again we mentioned before with Kobe. You just see the
Mm.
person, and then there's nothing you can do, and well respected in the business. Um, Condolences to Mr. Smith's family and his loved ones.
hmm
I'm sure he's going to be missed in the game.
Absolutely, man. 21
Uh,
starting off shitty.
yes, yeah, Hank Aaron is again, yeah, and those guys covered it really lovely the other night, Monday night, Dong City.
hmm
Vince Mercandetti, Henry Maldonado Jr. They covered it real well, going over all his accolades. I
Facts.
mean, that damn near took 10 minutes of the show.
Damn right. It's black excellence.
Yeah, it was well worth it, and
But
those guys do a wonderful job there. You catch those guys Monday nights, 7 p.m. Baseball Life, Donk City.
sir, our boys.
Week 5 in the NBA, you got your Knicks gear on. They're looking.
Should
They got smacked back to reality.
back to reality. Oh, there goes the Knicks. But that's fine. I mean, you. I kind of expected it. You got to be realistic about these things. What's the most important thing in the NBA today? Guard play. We don't really have consistent guard play. Alfred Payton, he's gonna get you whatever he brings to the floor. I'm kind of over him, but quickly. I know a lot of Knicks fans they want to see quickly start, but there's a reason for that. don't try to push the kid in the fire yet. Let him come off the bench, get comfortable, and when it's time, make the move. But we don't have consistency anywhere. We got it in Randall. Robinson's been doing okay. Knox, I don't know what's going on. Tibbs got to get his rotation situated. We're not even seeing Frank too much anymore. When we needed defensive stops, he wasn't on the floor. That kind of got me thinking like, what the hell is he doing? But I mean, the Knicks, like I said, we're still, what is it, one game under 500, maybe
Right.
two. Yeah, but hey, I'll take that right now because we were headed for the lottery pretty much, and they're playing harder. I know, oh, Tibbs, he's gonna run them to death. Listen, if RJ's okay to play, 40 minutes, if he's still doing it, let him play. You got to let these guys play. You're not gonna, oh, coach, I want to sit down. I mean, he'll rest them if you. But they did. They played so hard. They were sucking wind by the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Let's be
they were
real.
done.
Yeah, Austin Rivers, he had a good game. Maybe you stick him in the starting lineup just to see what he can do. He is he's a two guard, so if you want to call him that. But you gotta see what you can do. Put Frank in there. Maybe use Frank in quickly. I mean, Burks was off too, which didn't help. And plus the Jazz are a hot team, so you
Oh
you
yeah.
had to expect that. And Gobert, you see why they paid him the money. He locked the paint down. Mitchell Robinson needs to really watch some tape and I mean really study him because I think he can be that. He can be a Rudy Gobert kind of guy. Shut the guy that you're not great offensively, but you can shut down the paint and you can be a presence. You can be a presence everywhere on the floor. But like I said, I'm happy. I'm happy with what they're doing. I think they'll get better. Just stay the course. I mean, maybe make a trade. Yeah, I know you heard about the whole Rose thing. Like I said, if we can get Payton for him, yeah, absolutely. Because then you can maybe start quickly and let Rose play the backup because he can't play more than 25 minutes. And I saw he was playing in Detroit, but I don't know. Tibbs might have a vision in his head. MVP Rose. Hell no. don't don't do it to yourself. But all in all, I'm happy. I mean, I'm good.
You- yeah, I mean, you should be. You're going out to the West Coast. Even the bottom teams of the West Coast, with the
Good.
guard play there, they're pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
De'Aaron Fox lit them up, uh, and you ran into a really hot Jazz team. They
Mm-hmm.
now winning the 9 straight. But well, like many in the comment section, Henry and Chris saying they're really positive with the progression of the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned Derrick Rose. Lonzo Ball seems to be uh, another guard that seems to be in play.
Mm-hmm.
I like Lonzo Ball. I don't know if, depending on what you give up for Derrick Rose, it's not
Mm-hmm.
awful.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't giving up any picks. I'm not,
They, man, they give up a pick, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I mean, if they can ship Dennis Smith Jr. out,
Oh, that's what I'm
God,
saying.
God bless you.
The only time he gonna be getting is when he was on the court with Obi having a dunk contest. That's the only time you're getting. Cause your
Right.
ass is stuck to that bench. I,
But yeah, I mean, Derrick Rose or Lonzo Ball can probably propel them to another level, not much greater, but again, contention for that play-in tournament.
hmm
And as long as you're not mortgaged in the future,
hmm
Mitchell Robinson looks good. But, I mean, the Knicks are positive.
Yeah, they finally got something to build off of. RJ, Mitch, quickly. Maybe Knox. The jury's still out on him. I would have rather had Michael Porter Jr.
Hmm.
Right from the jump. But you got to see what these kids can do. And well, hopefully Tibbs gets his. Now I know about Tibbs. I wanted him for a reason of the toughness, but his rotations got to get not even tighter. You got to loosen it up because everybody got to start playing. You can't wear these kids down. You know, towards game 40 or 50, and then they're really trying to take that next jump and maybe get into the playoff spot, and they're playing like broke dick dogs. You can't you can't do that. I mean, let's be honest. But Tibbs has them playing, so I'm happy at it right now. Let's see where it goes from there. I'm not gonna dig into Tibbs too much because he has actually started the culture change for this team. Will he see it through? We'll find
Facts.
out.
Henry mentioned in the comments if they get rid of DSJ, we have to fight with J. Cole. I mean, Can J. Cole take that roster spot? Because we've seen his video. He can shoot the ball.
All right, get this shit out of there.
Um, Brooklyn, Big Three, making their rounds this week. Miami against Miami. I like what I saw this weekend. They're gelling together. Kyrie took over a game, and James Harden decided he wanted to take over a game. 10 in the fourth quarter for 20 points. They played some defense. They played more of that smaller ball that I suggested with Jeff Green and Kevin Durant in the front court, really moving the ball. The chemistry is getting together. You hear talks of Drummond, you hear talks of McGee. You can always find the center being bought out or somewhere on the waiver wire. So I'm not too worried about that. But so far, I like what I'm seeing. These offensive guys, they're efficient. I mentioned it before. You look at it like they're like KC, the Chiefs. Mahomes, Hill, Kelsey. It's going to take a lot to stop them. You change your game plan because of it. And now that I've seen some effort on the defensive end, this Brooklyn team, I think it's really going to take off.
Yeah, they're scary. I mean, let's be real. I mean, you can give the ball to three dominant players when you need a bucket, and you watched it. Kyrie, dribble, 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 boom, 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 bucket. KD, thank you. Boom, 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 mid range, bucket. And then, James Harden, he'll get busy. Boom, 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 step back, book it, as Iron Eagle say. Um, but yeah, there's nothing you really can do about this next team. And once they get it going, and it was all about chemistry. Any big three you've seen, it was about chemistry. Warrior, whether it be the Warriors, the Cavs. Well, the Cavs didn't really have a. Well, yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They had a big three.
Yeah,
Going back to Boston, they needed that time in the gel. Nets are they're going to be the same, but I still think they need that inside presence. I mean, DeAndre
they
Jordan,
do.
he is catching lobs. He's catching lobs and pretty much playing adequate defense. You can't hate him for that, but you do need another dude down there because apparently they're gonna need him for the playoffs and his playoff moxie. You're gonna have to you're gonna have that. But from what I've seen from the Nets games, because when the Knicks are off, obviously I watch the Nets or something just to see what they're doing. I That team is gonna be hard to stop, man. It's gonna be
Yeah,
hard. I don't know how Milwaukee's gonna stop them. I don't know who can really check them. It's gonna be real interesting coming the end of the season.
agreed. And from what we saw against those teams in Miami, Bam Adebayo really took that next step as that go. He can be that number one option, that go-to man. Scored 40 on Saturday. Scored another 29 on Monday. We're missing a lot of weapons. Bam Adebayo is showing that there is a return of the big man.
Hmm I love it.
I mean, it's really outstanding to see. I mean, he was knocking down threes, mid-range, improved his free throw shooting. I mean, there's almost like nothing on the court he couldn't do.
Hmm Yeah, he's amazing, man. Another one, Clint Capella. He's a more back to the basket kind of guy. Did he have like a 29-20 game or something like that? Did he have a triple double? Did he get one? Or
Yeah,
he was close.
he had a triple. No, he had a triple double, 13 points, 19 rebounds, 10 blocks.
Hmm hmm And we talked about the Hawks, and I said that was one of the best moves they made because now you got the guy with John Collins, with Trey, with Gallinari. You that team, man. They should go places, but right now he's averaging. Let's see. Well, I'm looking at. Oh, no, 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 no. Let me see what he's averaging. In week 5, 22, 18 boards, and one steal.
Jeez.
And to go with 5.5, 5.5 blocks. I mean, and another one, my guy DeAndre Ayton, another
Mm-hmm.
traditional big man. He just happens to have a mid range, but he's another one. He puts up the numbers. He was averaging 12, 11, and one block on the season. But now, since week 5, 22, 14, and 2 assists with 2 blocks. I mean, so the big man isn't dead. Obviously, you got Jokic and B who pretty much are changing the game as they go. But you have the guys there that you want to build your team around. I mean, the big man isn't dead. It's just in the transitional phase. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned Drummond, you mentioned Gobert.
Hmm.
There's plenty of solid big men around the league. That's why Brooklyn had to come back and find one. I mean,
Hmm.
Jared Allen took that next step. Anthony Davis. I mean, he's taken a lot more threes this year,
Hmm.
but you already know what he's about as a world champion and all around uh, fantastic player. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's definitely a return of the big man coming this year. Be something Shaq might be happy about.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, Embiid and Jokic, player this week's player of the week, um, well deserved, leading my fantasy team to greatness as I go undefeated with Jokic. So all great here. Um, Mentioned Murray and Mitchell. Those guys were in an early season slump. They seem to be breaking out seem to be breaking out early, as well
Hmm.
as Mike Conley. I like what I seen in there. Michael Porter Jr. came back, so yeah, he's in the fold,
Hmm.
and Malcolm Brogdon is doing his thing.
Oh yeah, he is, man. And he's the play. Good defensively, shoots the ball, great leader on the floor, smart. He's another one of those guys, man, that you just always want on the team. At Indiana, they continue to be solid. That's what they do. Let's not forget the return of John Morant. Always
Hmm.
praise that kid. I mean, what can't that kid do on the floor? It's like a freaking pogo stick when he gets there. Hops, gets your guys involved. These kids got Morant. He got next. You talk about Mitchell, Murray, and all those guys. They got next because it's basketball is gonna get real interesting. Hopefully, the Knicks got quickly and we can get one of those guys. I want to see some excitement at the guard position for once.
Yeah, it's definitely on the way. Um, you know, even in this upcoming free agency, you look at your man Dinwiddie, corner store. He'll be available. Mike Conley will be available. So I mean, there's options if they want that veteran presence to lead this young group.
Hmm.
But like you said, it always starts at the guard position for this
Absolutely.
team.
Yeah, I don't want them with it though. Talk too much. Um, Give me Conley though. Conley worked Peyton quickly. He was like, "You think I'm washed right now? Nah, buddy. I wouldn't mind Conley either. But like you said, like we always say, it's a guard world. Let's see who gets it though. That's what it takes.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Mentioned the ladies before.
Hmm.
Free agency coming up, starting, to circulate around February 1st. We got some moves going around. Uh, Candace Parker, longtime LA Spark.
Hmm.
She's going home, pulling it, Dwayne Wade. I hope it turns out better than Wade. Um, she goes to the Chicago Sky and forms a big four with Vandersloot, Quickly, and Diamond DeShields.
Hmm.
It's nice to see. Um, Sky has some championship aspirations.
Oh, for real. Um, and then we got Nika. You say the name better than I do. Okay.
Uh, uh,
Ndakwe.
Ogumekwe? Yeah, Ogumekwe? Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. She resigned, I believe, with the Sparks.
that's good.
Multi-year deal. And like I said, it's going to be a lot of movement. So let's see who moves. But Chicago's looking good. I'm not even gonna lie, man. You talked a lot about them last year, but that's gonna be a team to watch. Obviously, when you have somebody with the pedigree of Candace Parker and what she's done around the league, multiple time champion. Did she finally get an MVP?
She did. She
Okay.
has one.
Yeah, thought so. I mean, that's and you put them with the Quigley and the other girls that they have on the squad, it can happen.
Yeah, that's a lot of firepower they're dealing with over there.
Hmm.
Vegas, I still think has the most firepower with Cambridge and
Oh,
the reigning MVP Asia Wilson, but you know Chicago's a force to be reckoned with, and the defending champs, the Storm. You never count Brianna Stewart out. Sue Bird may come back for another season, so we'll
hmm,
we'll see how that goes. But
absolutely.
ladies doing their thing overseas will continue to highlight their various performances
Hmm.
throughout the year. Bring
Absolutely.
some highlights. So good stuff to see over there.
Absolutely. Oh, don't forget Kayla McBride signs with the Minnesota Lynx. She averaged 12, 2, and 4. 7-year veteran. She played the
Hmm.
last, and maybe that might be a big hit for the Aces. But let's see. Let's see if they can, get her production somewhere else. But let's see where the ladies go, man.
Absolutely, and again, that's what you know Kobe wanted to focus on the,
Hmm.
the women's game. We're looking at the various movements and the game that's going on overseas as well. So
Hmm.
glad to focus on these ladies. So
Yeah, we got to do
good
more
stuff.
of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wendell Carter Jr. out 4 weeks. Another Chicago season. Another Wendell Carter injury.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. He's like he was turning the corner too, man. That's
Yeah.
that's the bad part about that. But luckily they got 80 power forwards, man. Laurie Markkinen, you just come on down right to there. I mean, hey, they got him. They have the other. I forgot the other guy on that name. Hutchison, I believe he's a power
Yeah.
forward.
They Gafford.
Gafford, there you
Well,
go. Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of bigs. I don't know if they're any good, but um,
Nah.
I mean, they're looking at guys like Lonzo Ball and trying to shift Kobe and
Mm,
Levine down a spot. So
mm,
I'm not sure how Lonzo will work out there. Maybe they'll try to push the pace some more, but
mm.
taking the ball out of Zach's hand seems a little,
It's so weird.
yeah. But I mean, he's gonna get his numbers anyway. But
Oh, for
I
sure.
still like what Chicago is doing.
Oh yeah.
Uh, a Chicago offense is something like you said, very rare to see, but
Hmm.
they're making strides.
Oh yeah, for real. They definitely are. You can send Zach over this way though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ruined them. No, no, but yeah, they'll be okay. I mean, the Wizards, they got me all kind of messed up.
Oh man, speaking of the Wizards,
Smoke.
Westbrook and and John Wall got into it last night. I mean, it wasn't much,
Nah.
but it was more, I guess, the trash talk and
Hmm.
like Westbrook's trash shot going on. We're just looking bad. Beal might be on the block.
Hmm.
Do you see Beal being moved anywhere?
Yup. Yeah, I think it. I know he wants to be a team guy, but you got to think in the back of his head. Listen, I need to go to a winning team, so I can see him moving. Uh, Maybe the Heat, because the Heat are looking for that third star. And you know Pat Riley how he operates, man. When he wants something, he gets it. Oladipo. There's been some talks about Oladipo, actually going because February 1st is when guys that were acquired or whatever, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they can be traded.
Right.
So, but Bradley Beal, I don't know what hey, I would give up a Duncan Robinson and maybe a Tyler Hero or something like that for Bradley Beal. I'm sorry. Yeah, they had your runs to the finals, but Bradley Beal is Bradley Beal, and we all know the league is about big threes now. So, what's another one in Miami with Bam, Jimmy, but he's been injured a lot this so far. What's another three with Bam, Jimmy, and Beal? BBB, triple B. So we ain't talking about balls.
I hope he doesn't go to the Lakers because if he goes to the Lakers, I mean they're pretty much potent as it is, but they really be unstoppable then. They can give up a Kyle Kuzma and Quentin Tucker and a bunch of other guys and be fine. And not to mention, you know, Beal would be there for 2 to 3 years. It's very scary to think of.
True.
But
I don't think that happens.
I still think his days are numbered in Washington, though.
Mm. Yeah, you have to be. It's just they got rid of Wall. Now they're gonna try to max out what they can get for Beal. You have to. You got Denny now. You got a lot of young guys. You got Hachimura. Just gotta figure out your guard situation. They damn sure don't have any after Beal.
No.
Ish Smith,
So,
Gary Payton.
what do you make of Westbrook's struggles? 163 points and 163 shots.
Man, we know he's inconsistent as all hell. I don't know what he's trying to do. Dude, just feed yourself up a Beal and, set up other guys. Take 10, 15 shots a game maybe. Get to the rack. Don't stop playing your game. You're a slasher. We all know you can't shoot. I mean, sorry, you can get mad all you want, but you can't shoot. It's just you're taking your team out of a lot of games. And with the Wizards team that's supposed to be, decent, I didn't say they were going to be world beaters, but they should definitely be better than what they are right now. Um, yeah, you can't do it. It's nice that you get your triple doubles and stuff, but you gotta set these guys up. You gotta set these guys up to succeed. You know what it, he knows what it takes to win. He's been on pretty successful teams, and that's pretty much it
Do,
on Russ.
do, like the way he plays, I'm not sure he can play another way and be effective.
Mm-hmm.
So that it sounds like a crisis of conscience. So
Mm-hmm.
the only way he can improve is to improve his shot. And I don't if it hasn't been consistent by now, it damn sure won't
It
be.
ain't coming. Maybe it can get a little bit better, but marginally, nothing too crazy. But
And granted, the roster around him is not like much better, but his game hasn't really translated well here that I thought it would, as opposed to in OKC. So
mm-hmm.
there's still some time for the Wizards to crawl back into that play-in position, but they're definitely running out of time, and uh, Beal might be running out of patience.
Oh, absolutely. But
Yep,
Chris Williams said he needs the audio from that exchange. I think we all do. Well, I always want to hear that. Just a double back from Felipe Malicio, co-host of.
Total Bases podcast Sunday mornings over in Baseball Life. They also had an episode last night reviewing Kurt Schilling in
Who?
his
Oh, okay, sorry.
exactly uh, his omission from the Hall of Fame and now being written off the ballot at his request. So they touch on that last night. If you want to catch that on Spotify or Anchor by subscribing to the Life Group Podcast Network.
Do it. But he talked about like how we did that plug. That was fire. Uh, he said that they're still going through that acid bath, erasing that Jim Boylan stage. Yeah, Jim Boylan was all kind of dookie. So you know,
Hmm.
sucks for you
Sorry,
guys.
I was holding my nose for that.
Like a New York City sewer. But with Billy Donovan, I think he'll clean things up. But yeah, Westbrook got to get it together. We want to see that Wizards team do well because they got a lot of great, good players on there. Well, it sucks with Thomas Bryant. That's going to be big. Hurt me and my fantasy team. But yeah, they still can turn it around. It's still early in the season. I don't like putting death wishes and putting the death touch on a lot of teams. That it's too early to do it. But he got to clean it up though. Well, let's see. We know what Russ can do. I think he can turn it up. He can reach that next level and get his team going. Let's see that OKC Russ again.
Absolutely. Uh, LaMelo Ball. Talk of Well, of course, his dad's going to say he's not a role player. He should be in the starting lineup. Charlotte's winning some games. Gordon Hayward's looking good.
Hmm.
Has a few game-winning shots under his belt. 40 spot the other night. Should LaMelo Ball be in the starting lineup?
Not until you can move Rozier, because he's a better right now. I think he's still a better player. Better defensively. You just the same thing with quickly. You don't want to put these guys in positions to fail. He's succeeding right now. Let him live off that. Let him rock with that until you can maybe find a Rozier replacement. Graham, you still got him there. But everybody thinks, oh, he's the third pick. Was it third pick? Yeah, third pick in the draft. Oh, start him. No, it doesn't work like that all the time. And plus, he's doing okay. It's you got successful guards. Graham is the only one really underperforming. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna take Terry Rozier out playing well just for Lamelo, and then what is that gonna do? It does nothing but kind of don't don't try to change what's not broken.
I mean, I like Graham. I like the progression he made last year,
Hmm.
but I also think he's been exposed with more time this year. And LaMelo gives them something. I mean, granted, his defensive intuition is, a bit shaky,
Hmm.
but he brings something to that team that's as a flair, and it's, it's exciting. And I
Oh
think
yeah,
it motivates the rest of the team. I think at some point he's going to have to be in the starting lineup if they
yeah.
want to make the playoffs and show his progression. But I could see it for right now why they don't do it. But
Hmm.
I think within the next 5 to 10 games, they really want to make a push
They
for this
got to put him
playoff
on.
spot. They got to put him in the starting lineup.
Yeah, I can see it happening. Like you said, Gordon Hayward's doing this thing. He's looking like the Gordon of old. He's taking a stranglehold on that leadership position. That's what he came in there for, and he's playing out of his mind. He's playing like Gordon Hayward pre Boston,
Yeah,
Utah Gordon.
yeah.
But yeah,
Utah Gordon.
and this team is really fun to watch, man. PJ Washington, Lamelo, Hayward, the Martin boys. Grandma, I want to see him get it going because he could fire it up. That's one person I would keep my eye on as a buy low candidate if I'm the Knicks, Devontae Graham, because he can be a big time player. I think it's just he's getting lost in the shuffle, and sometimes that can hurt a player's stock. But I would definitely try to buy low on him. Um, but yeah, that team, Malik Monk, if he ever gets it going again, I mean that team has the talent. I can actually say Michael Jordan did something right as an executive. but go ahead, MJ. You finally did it, man. I can't.
Shocking, shocking, man.
It is. I mean,
Uh, some positive news. My man, Karis LeVert, successful surgery. Um, Still out for the foreseeable future,
yeah.
uh, but the kidney has been removed, and
Hmm.
no further treatment needed. So hopefully he's on the mend back.
Hmm.
It's a good pickup for Indiana. Him and Miles Turner. That team is looking real good, and I'm excited to see his success. Hopefully, it
Hmm.
won't come at Brooklyn's expense, but Karis was a good player, good net, and I'm glad that he got his money and everything is working out for him. So,
Hmm.
but something positive, you know.
And definitely, just to go back to the Lamelo thing from Chris Williams, Senior.
Mhm.
He said Lamelo isn't the type of player that you can handcuff. I do get it. I absolutely get it. Why draft him at number 3 if you're not going to do it? But like I said, it goes back to what you're not going to mess with what's not broken. You know. But to a point, 5 or 10 games, you're gonna have to throw him in there sometime. And no, LeVar isn't going to be quiet. He's never going to be quiet about his kids. Let's be real. That
Hell
that
no,
that's
no.
him. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's still young season. We got a lot of time. There's no need to, jump the gun. I'm pretty sure as soon as Rozier starts struggling, it's going to be Lamelo time. That kid he can ball. No pun intended.
Absolutely. Oh man. I know I had something else. I just drew a blank.
Hmm.
Uh, Jalen Brown dropped a 40 spot, so Boston's looking good.
Hmm.
Uh, Philly's looking good. The Clippers, they're doing their thing, even with Kawhi and PG out this past game through the health and safety protocol, so they're going through the motions.
Here we go again.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but
We got a few quotes, Leon, from John Wall
what
and
you got?
Russ. We got from
Let's hear him.
John Wall. He said, "Trash talking. That's what two competitive guys do," which is true. Russ been kicking my ass for years. He's a hell of a talent. Russell Westbrook, he says, "I don't start talking shit. I defend myself. I don't allow people to say anything, especially when I know the facts." We played him again. So John Wall knows he's been getting his ass kicked. He's showing respect. I know, I'm pretty sure it's more of a respectful banter between the two. And plus
Mhm.
they got traded for each other. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of smoke, nothing crazy. It's not the gun
Yeah,
smoke we always talk about. I mean, that's a little toot toot. It's
yeah,
nothing.
yeah. Nothing crazy.
Nah, not yet.
Nah. Uh, Chris wants to bring up braided mellow.
My guy. My guy.
He's looking. He had a drop 20 spot past two games, so he's looking decent. I just dropped him for my fantasy team though for Bellinari. So I mean, he's doing his thing this year, accepting the bench
Nick.
role.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick for Nick. I mean, former Nick. I mean, Melo. Always respect the guy. It's nothing I can. One of my favorite players. One of my favorite Knicks all time. The only man with the heart to take on the New York burden. And every loss, he was there at his locker, taking every question. He didn't hide away from it. I think more Knicks fans need to put respect on Melo's name. Granted, I didn't want to see him come there the way he did, but when he got here, he tried his best. He gave us a couple of playoff appearances. He gave us the Knicks tape. I mean, he gave us the 62 game at the Garden, which was just great. I mean, once he hit that half court shot, you knew that night was going to be special. I still would have let him
Mm-hmm.
go for like 80. I would have. But yeah, man, Melo's just a great talent. And it's another one. You gotta appreciate greatness when you see it. I mean, one of the best mid-range jumpers ever. I mean, his move, his jab step. I mean, you don't get no better than that, man. Just jab, jab, jab. You know what he's gonna do, but when he gets hot, it's good to see. You know, would I want to see him on the Knicks before he goes? Absolutely. I want to see, you know, have a little nice role. If he doesn't win a chip, come back, retire as a Knick. I want to see that. You know, talk about transitional. That's Bernard King now. Yeah, if you're a Knicks fan, you know about Bernard King. That's pretty much Melo. Um, yeah, man, I'm glad he's doing okay in Portland. You always want to see players like that do well. After what happened those last few years, he wasn't, getting any play in the league at all, not getting looked at by
Mm-hmm.
anybody. He's got a chance, and I want to see him keep moving up on the scoring list.
Absolutely. So for this week's catching the body, wait a minute. We're gonna go through the Kobe mixtape.
To Dwight Howard, one of the most embarrassing things Dwight Howard probably had to go through in his life. Look at it.
Yeah. Among other things, man. And you can see here why Vladi started flopping because he caught a facial hair. But um, we're going over the Kobe highlights visual. If you're on audio only, you can catch it on YouTube or in our Facebook live group, Ballers Life.
I mean, you talk about one of the best series. Like that Sacramento LA series was some of the best, man. Love Yao Ming didn't want to smoke. Look at Tino Mobley.
Oh,
Look at Yao, I don't know what he was doing. Kobe said, "You better get the hell out of my face." Mark Mad Dog Madsen. Look at this classic. Man, this is great. Yeah, yeah,
Michael
chill.
Okafor, just
Yeah.
chill,
No wonder he was so bad. Kobe's like, "You better get
chill.
the hell out of my face." Take your ass back to UConn. Yeah,
You know,
buddy.
and Jaren Jackson caught caught the facial hair.
I think 3J felt that one.
Absolutely. Todd McCullough.
Oh Lord Jesus, help him.
I
Yeah,
hate
yeah,
this series, man.
that
This
man, y'all
series
had no
just
chance.
no,
Yeah, ain't had no chance.
no.
Oh man, he just looked at him. Is that Troy Daniels? Did I see it right?
I mean, Troy Daniels is on. Well, that's Antonio Daniels. Put on
Antonio, I'm
every.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No. But he seems to be on every crossover mixtape, so that
Oh
makes
yeah, he
sense.
was. He got crossed twice. Chill. See, this is the Afro Kobe, number 8 Kobe. I mean,
Jesus.
man, look at him doing work in BK. See, doesn't matter. Kobe's worldwide. Is that who I think it is?
Yep.
Was that
That's
Gerald
Gerald Wallace.
Wallace?
And it's funny. He was supposed to be like one of these Kobe stoppers, the Ruben
Mm-hmm.
Pattersons, the Shane Battiers, and
Are you
just like
forgetting?
him, fail.
Kobe stopper, Kobe stopper, Kobe stopper. Yeah, nah. Oh man, why he do that to Sabonis? What he do to him? You know he can't move.
And you know what? It's so nice you're gonna run it twice.
Yeah, you definitely gotta do it. Look at yeah, he nuts all in his face. Maybe that was
Yeah,
maybe that's when Dwight Howard kind of went sweet on us.
yeah, I can see him taking that personally, man. But
What a
these
player, man.
highlights are really something special.
Hmm. What a player. It's crazy. Vladi Dottie.
Speaking of flops, you see that flop from Gary Trent Jr.?
I had to send it to you. I'm like, what is going on? I mean,
Like
he
an
did the
Olympic
Superman.
dive.
He said, "Hey," even and then Shy, he just looked at him like, "Yo, what are you doing? What do we do that at?" Maurice
Yeah,
Terrier highlights. But yeah, man, I don't know what the hell they need to stop. Like Embiid, you touch him, his big ass falling over like you freaking shot him or something. Like you need to stop that. But yeah, just seeing these great series Kobe had to go to, you got to think he went through the Duncans, that Kings team, one of the best teams that never won a championship. The Mavericks, the overpowered Mavericks, with Dirk and Nash, and then Nash and Amari. I mean, Kobe, he slayed them all. And then the Nets, pretty much they had one of the most rounded teams coming out of the East, couldn't get it done. And that was that. The 2000s were the Lakers, pretty much the
yeah.
early 2000s.
And it's funny, like, and Reggie Miller. I go back to that game 4. If he hits that three to take game 4, that series goes 2-2 instead of 3-1. I think we
Hmm.
might have a different story, but
Hmm.
hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. But yeah, it's nothing like seeing the Nets get dunked on by greatness.
Man, kiss my ass, man.
Hey, he dropped 61 on us, so
Yeah, I didn't notice it was a James Posey sighting in this clip.
where?
He was on the Nuggets.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Look at Brian Grant. Look at that. That was the Portland Weed Blazers, as we call them. Everybody always got busted doing something.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, that's just 2000s basketball where we grew up on for the most part. High school and whatnot, and
Hmm.
Kobe's induction to the Hall of Fame supposed to be this season along with KG and
Hmm.
Tim Duncan. So
Man,
uh,
that sucks.
in
That
the memory bank.
for real, man. Always gonna remember those. I gotta go back sometimes to even just watch those games because they were always just good. You had your blowouts, but usually they had great games. And Kobe, man, it just sucks that he won't be there to get on that stage and have his speech with KG and Duncan, who he's had plenty of battles with. And it's just sad, man. That's all I can say about that one. It's just sad.
It really is, man. But uh, brighter days are ahead for most of us. 2021.
Mhm.
Hopefully, the vaccine and people, fans attending games. We might have an all-star game, so there's there's some positivity there.
Mhm.
Um, all-star voting starts tomorrow, so get your votes in. We can probably discuss that at some point. But NBA rolls on. We're going on to week 6 next week.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be great. I guess that wraps us up here. So again, you can catch us Wednesday nights here, 7 o'clock. I'm gonna try out this new time. Catch us next week. We'll recap week 6. Again, Monday nights, Dong City, Baseball Life, Henry Maldonado Jr., Vince Mercandetti. Tuesday night, The Audible, previewing the Super Bowl. Mahomes, Brady, 7 p.m. Football Life, right back here next Wednesday. Thursday, Work Shoot Wrestling podcast with Jason Brooks, Corey Richmond, Royal Rumble this coming weekend.
Sir, let's go Edge.
Nah, man, you need to stop.
I'll bring it home, man.
You need to stop. That ain't happening. I mean, it would be nice if.
It would be. Would be some freaking bum.
I mean, I can see Keith Lee though.
I would like that. I want to bask in the glory. Absolutely. I would like that. They need to actually push him and get it right, but I'm not gonna bash WWE too much. Get that enough.
Catch those guys Thursday nights, Wrestling Life, 7 p.m. Sunday mornings, Total Basis podcast with Felipe Malicio, Sean Flannery, covering your fantasy baseball needs. Spring training in a month. Catch those guys, do an awesome job. And any parting words for the audience, Jake?
As usual, thank you guys for your contributions to the group. Thank you for tuning in, whoever tuned in. Catch the other groups. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it fun. We got to get some more members in here. Let's grow it as much as we can. That's pretty much it, Thank you, Kobe, for everything that we've seen from you, giving us your life's work, seeing you on TV, seeing you off the court, on the court. Contributions to the game, you'll never be forgotten. As he said, Mamba out. I think Mamba 2 went out too early, but can you do that's life. You can't judge the Lord's work, as I always say. But it's another episode of my guy, LT. Stepback 44. I forgot to say it, the John Wallace edition.
Thank God you're gonna say Keith Van Horn.
Man, see, I didn't think of it. That was good, my man, Keith Van Horn. Nah, but that was my guy. Shut up, Leon. John Wallace.
Yeah, I actually saw him back when a few years ago when the All-Star game was in Madison Square Garden and they had the festivities. So I got an autograph from him. He was cool. Saw him and Mitch Richmond. So
I like that picture. You talk about a shooter, Mitch Richmond. Watch some tape on him.
Rock.
Yeah. Facts.
I'll tell you one thing. That guy was built. So
yeah.
And handshake was firm. So.
Damn, what's wrong with you, Mitch? Chill. You ain't gotta live up to your nickname.
God damn, broke my hand.
About to sue your ass. Oh man. But yeah, man, it's been fun.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for tuning in. The Obama edition,
Yes, sir.
Got to drop the mic on him. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Got him. You making us lose viewers now. Damn.
Yeah. But you can catch the Kobe highlights on our YouTube channel on the Life Group podcast. We'll pin this video in the group. And thank you guys again for tuning in, for listening. And catch you guys next week and ball out.
All right, I got to take 2 for 18 off now.